All right, we are live. That looks good. That looks better. See how we sound. Let's get some music here. Secret level Mega Man suits up. Hmm. There we go. That feels good. All right, there we go. Who's in there? Welcome in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're just gonna chill. About 50 orders to pack tonight. Some things to do for setting up the future. You guys have any questions? Happy to answer. Tell me about your day. What you been up to? You guys hear the music? Just out of curiosity. No, you cannot. Interesting. See if we can fix that. Audio. Hmm. Let's see what we got here. How's everyone's night going? I wonder, do you hear it now? I am learning how to do the streaming, so trying. Negative. Hmm. Uh, Let's see how we can fix this. How to get my music from OBS StreamYard. On the background music channel. Mic sounds better? That's good. That's good. What are you guys up to tonight? Well, looks like for whatever reason, laying in bed because of a headache. Oh no! Oh no! Sorry about that. Guess that's the next thing we're gonna have to figure out. Right now, sounds like I'm just gonna be listening to music myself. You guys can talk though. I'm watching the chat. Let's see what we got. In bed. All right. Gonna build some 5-row boxes. How does it sound? Actually, that's a good question. From here, how does it sound? This is the thing nobody wants. How is everybody tonight? Ooh, that could suck. Mimikyu though. Ooh, when's the next bulk out meat day? I usually do Wednesdays, but I'm also going to be looking at what's the best day for both work and family as like a kind of a move forward for like just in general. Right now, it's been Wednesdays. No idea you were going live tonight. Oh well, I spoke about it in the video today, but figured I'd just go ahead, blast it, see who showed up, say hi while I'm working. What are you working on, Brian? So on my personal website, it's going to be sealed. Um, I doubt anything else. Depending on what system I end up rolling with, there's a possibility that singles can go up there, more like the higher end stuff. So they get shot by eBay on that. But for the most part, it's going to be sealed. The singles will largely live like the everything from like reverse hollow up will live on eBay, and then after that, everything else is going to be on TCG Player. Do you have a background sound muffler? Maybe. I gotta be honest. I'm working with another member to try and sort this out. Well, that's true. Not next week. Although I could pick up for it. I mean, if I'm already there and that works for you, I can just pick up for it. I got no problem with that. You know that. I don't want to touch it anyway. Pick it up and send it off. Not my cup of tea. Who else is on here tonight? What are you guys doing? We just hit order number 50. Let's go. Oh, the order. The Jackal. Ooh, I love the Jackal. You don't like the Jackal? I'll give you that. Third act's a little weak. I'll give you that. Good evening, old cozy. How are you? So I've had my first error in shipping, so I gotta work that now. Went to the pool today, hung out with the kiddos, saw Toy Story 5. That was fun. It's all right. Was it good? Yeah. I mean, it was enjoyable. My kids seemed to like it. My son can sit through a movie. This is my daughter's first, and I gotta tell you, she could not sit through the movie, so it made it a little less enjoyable for everybody else, including myself, but the movie itself was fine. I've heard some people say, like, "Is it necessary?" I mean, are any of these movies necessary after? But, like, I enjoyed it. Had a pretty good message for those who, care for it or want, a message. I was talking to my son afterwards. It was like, "Do you understand?" He was like, "Yeah, I wanna." I think they called it a Lily, right? It was their version of like the iPad or whatever. And he's like, I want a Lily. I was like, that was kind of not the point of the whole damn movie, but that's all right. But yeah, no, it was enjoyable. Just the exits, just the exits. fighting the inventory management system. Get a little wonky. Should I buy 2004s? Oh, I mean, Pokepods for sure, right? Let me take a look. Just go with the last 100 orders. Orders, last 100. Let's do this. Just out of sheer morbid curiosity, right? Okay. Give a filter here. Okay. So here's some interesting factoids. Would you care to guess what the top selling single card that's not a trainer was? Any guesses? So we'll go with top three. Because inside of the top 15 cards are all trainers, but the number one and three inside of the top 15 are all bulk, all bulk. So you're saying Monkey Dory. I wouldn't even consider that a bulk card because it's not a doesn't have a it's a hollow or a reverse hollow. I don't think they make a not a hollow version. You'll be surprised. 12 of the top 15 cards sold, all trainers, at least from a bulk perspective for playables. I could say this. I'm just going through and nope, all in rotation. Monkey person, nope. Emolga, no. These are good guesses. Okay, so let's put this in perspective. Out of the top 100 SKUs that I have sold in the last 2 weeks, only 30 of them, 30%, only 30 of them are Pokemon. The rest are all trainers. Everything else is a trainer. Now, the number 1 spot a, um, was a Pokemon, but nobody seems to have guessed it. I'll save it for the end of the stream. The top In the top 15, there were 3, specific Pokemon that were the top 3. Crustle, another good guess, but no. I'll give you a guess. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. That should make this a lot easier. Melton, great. Ooh, it's not Lilies. Alright, so the number 1 selling card now, to be fair, sold all at once, every copy I had. Well, not every copy. Every copy I think but 6. Um, Misty Psyduck, the common card from Death and Rivals. That's it. 200, all to one buyer. Next highest is Snorlax, Resurging Sparks, and Ivysaur from Mega Evolutions. Those are the only 3 Pokemon in the top, 15. After that is, Pikachu from Ascended, a playable, which is Snorunt, Psyduck, crack into the top, 30-ish, and then after that, I mean, there's more that I have I guess, I probably would have sold more than Dunsparces if I had more, but Psyduck, yeah, so I feel oh, no. Oh, no. Well, hello, Talinator. How are we doing tonight? I thought so. We know what you guys are looking for tonight. What do you want to talk about? Literally anything. I don't care. I'm just trying to put boxes and shit together. So pizza spots. You know my answer. Actually, we went to Tony's out in Haymarket the other day. Loved it. Loved it. I'm trying to figure out right now. I know. You can always ask me any questions. Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell no. I'll figure out what's working. What does it mean? Yes. Basically, if they receive the card, which they should, right? If they receive the card, then it just automatically applies the 5 star if they don't say anything. So pretty simple. What are the questions you have? Happy to help. Hmm. So here's the thing: when you're leveling up, um, I'm assuming you're level one. When you're leveling up, you kind of need to be lowest listed in order to. Uh, how do they know when they receive? You won't, which is why for me, I wouldn't recommend using your vintage bulk. Uh, but if it's all you have, then it's fine. Just understand that like you kind of have to price it at the lowest point, and because of the bulk that you have, it's probably not the best use of your capital in terms of your inventory base. The thing I recommend to people, and again, this is regardless of whether or not you're a Magic player, is there are sites that break down commander decks, like what the value is of the cards inside of a commander deck. Usually, commander deck is like 50, $60, but there are commander decks that are 50, $60, but that are worth in singles like $80, $90, whatever. And so you get this kind of positive EV, which means even though you may have to be lowest listed, you'll probably end up at least breaking even after shipping and everything. because you can't not charge for shipping when before you're level 4. So, I would just say that, like, if you had the ability to pay for a commander deck, 1, investigate which ones. I can't remember, it's not Mox Alpha. It's well, Mox Alpha does have an EV chart, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. Let me see if I can find it. Anyway, even if Magic isn't your game, that's how I would recommend to almost everybody how to level up and kind of do it with some speed because Magic players need the cards, want the cards more importantly. Can I give you a small loan of $1,000,000? No, but mostly because I don't have $1,000,000. You're currently separating hollows from non-hollows. Just found a bunch of reverse news. Great, but they don't belong in this pile. Yeah, if you give me a second, I'll see if I can find what that site is. I simply can't remember right now. I am a Magic player too, so I should know this. Give me 1 second here. Happy to help. It is a cheat code for leveling up, though. Uh, Commander deck. It's Mox Field is the name of the site. Go to explore Commander Precons, and then you can kind of just look at any of them. Um, and then, for instance, okay, you can buy every card on this one precon for $52, but that's not a great return. Um, okay, so Symbiotic Worm Swarm has a $71 buy now kind of an option, right? If you were to buy everything there. Um, Buy deck on TCG Player. That's wild. That can't be right. Oh, it's a secret layer. I was like, what the hell is that? $600 for a precon. All right, let's go with the Avengers, right? This just came out. So right now, something you could grab on a shelf, 225. Oh, it's because it's pre-release. Yeah, that makes sense. Turtle. Go to Turtle. Turtle Precon, buy deck. Okay, so the Turtle Precon has $82.49 in value. And then the question is how much can you buy that, like, somewhere in the wind? The other really big cheat code that I found is sometimes Costco and Sam's will do, combinations of, like, some packs and a precon of a commander deck, and it's usually, like, 30 bucks. You get that, and then you just break it down. That's you get a lot. You're basically getting it at wholesale cost. Magic is one of the few games where you can actually do EV, like positive EV on breaking something down. So that's where a lot of people do like box breaks and stuff. Commanders, I mean, the thing about a commander or precon is you know what 100 cards are in the deck. So it's not like if you were box breaking, it doesn't matter. Let's just say you were box breaking a box of play Tarkir. you couldn't guarantee. You could, within rough estimates based on EV, say, "Well, on average, I should walk away with this, and so I'm probably gonna get close to it," but you can't guarantee it. Whereas on a Precon for Commander, it's guaranteed. You're getting these 100 cards, and so it takes all the risk out. And again, you don't have to have Magic as your game, you're just trying to level up. So and again, because it's a player's game, there are gonna be people who just need that one card and didn't wanna buy the $40 Precon, so they're happy to buy it from you. What other questions do you have? Do you do Yu-Gi-Oh at all? No, I do not. I've never played it, never watched the game, I was never a participant in any condition with Yu-Gi-Oh! So I have less than less than an understanding on it. I have no concept. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I know what the cards look like. I know, I guess, Blue Eyes White Dragon, I think, is the name of it, but I know shit else after that. Sorry, buddy. I mean, I'm 41 in a month, so no, I had never watched it. I think they're already out, the Overframes. Maybe I'm wrong? I thought they already came out. It's a good idea. They needed to do something because they were too far into Game Piece Army, and it was killing their game. Too many reprints. That's the thing. People don't like people don't like the scalpers or collectors or just hoard or whatever you wanna call it, but, like, if you don't have that base as well, and it just gets the Game Piece Army, end up with Flesh and Blood with a bunch of players who, if you don't like the set, then, like, how is the company making any money to then draw a demand, you know, just you kinda have to have the collectors and the players, otherwise one end crushes the other. Flesh and Blood is a fun game, but it's not gonna last. Uh, so I would love to, I don't have the editing skills. You wanna be my editor? Be happy to have you. Uh, Naruto, it's fine. I have no real preconceived notions on it. Sure, it'll be fine. It's got a good baseline. People that probably want to like it, that helps. Kinda like Riftbound, right? Um, I don't know how long any of these new games last, including Riftbound. At least Riftbound is supported by a giant player base that plays. Naruto is known as an IP, but I mean, Star Wars is a bigger IP to me than Naruto, and Star Wars Unlimited has failed because of mishandling at the company level. Oh no, I don't think it will be as big as One Piece. No. I think it will be solidly in that kind of B tier, maybe C, like Dragon Ball and Gundam and Flesh and Blood and Godzilla and all these other things. Like it'll exist, but will it have enough strength to sustain? I'm gonna stay on for like another 12 minutes or so, by the way. Oh, yeah, no, there's definitely a Gooner factor for sure going on with One Piece that definitely carries it a little further. No denying that. Just no denying that. One Piece doesn't do anything for me. I will say some of the beyond the Goon factor, some of the cards are actually very pretty. Yeah, so, we are gonna do, I gotta determine how to make it possible for people to ship to me, or at least to ship to me, like, just a single batch of 500, but the way in which we're gonna do it is if you send me, 500 bulk cards, common, uncommons. I don't want anything super special, I don't care if it's been sifted, I care not at all. In fact, I really just don't, like, 500 near mint common, uncommons. Somebody sends that to me and I will turn it into cash effectively the way I do, and then I will buy a pack that will end up with we'll see how many packs we get each month that will get donated to the Children's National Hospital. So, and we're working to get with them so that we can do that kind of on a regular basis. So the idea is done. It's just putting out the marketing material and building a campaign around it and everything else. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's the kind of thing that, if I build it right, will be sustainable, which is what you want, right? You don't want to just do a flash in the pan. You want this to be something that you can say, we hit a monthly goal, or this is how much we did this month, or whatever. We're close enough to Children's National that we could do it monthly, um, or hold like a big quarterly event. But you know, not kind of I would like to do it monthly only because some kids are in and out. Some kids, and I know this is going to be the saddest part of my statement. Some kids don't make it to the next month, right? So a little joy goes a long way. I think that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, just want to get that out there. Amen. Anything that helps grow. I figure, listen, I'm sure people will still want to sell me their bulk or trade in their bulk, but here's another option that does a little good. In the meantime, what are you guys up to tonight? Always. You're not growing, you're dying. I don't care what you're talking about. Profession, your love life, or relationships with your family or children or spouse or whatever. Not growing, you're dying. Have to improve. There you go. Good luck with that. I have zero interest in that. Prove or die. Bronze God, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping by. We are sorting hollows and reverses right now. We don't have our full setup so you can see what I'm actually doing, but figured no reason not to do this on camera. I was watching your stream yesterday. Like, you know what? Let's do that. I have not been watching the World Cup. I barely got to watch any of the Knicks games, and I'm an actual Knicks fan. So, no. I was gonna stream, go tap this. Oh, buddy. No, sir. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, yeah, bronze. I felt like you the other day. I have 50 orders from TCG Player, and I was like, oh my. It's gonna take a minute. So we're working through that. I am from New York. Yeah, we talked about this, Isaac. That's why I'm a big snob about pizza. There you go, brother. I'm glad they made it worth your time. They ought to be doing that regardless. Nah, I'm a big fan. No, it's not a chain. There used to be a place in Fair Lakes as well. Well, no, it wasn't Fair Lakes. It was like off of West Ox and something, but that's closed down. But yeah, no, it was very good. Um, I know your name is Carmine. I don't know if I have permission to call you by your name, but Bronze God. The I'm glad they're making it worth your time. And as far as TCG Player, I gotta tell you, man, uh, I am committed to this cause of putting playables on TCG Player for like almost instantaneous liquidity. I may be looking to pare back some of the SKUs, but 'cause right now it's very clear like what's selling and what isn't, and it's not a lot of the actual Pokemon. It's just like mostly the trainers, and I'm fine with just being like, hey, TCG players for trainers and a few key Pokemon. Everything else, eBay. The hand, oh brother, I'll take that any day of the week. You know that. We sit and sort like hundreds of thousands of cards a week. Oh, I just did the 1,000 right there. The other one is stop sending stuff in sleeves. It takes so much time to get all this stuff. I know the intention is good, but it takes so much time to get all this stuff out of sleeves. There's a company that I think makes a machine that will take it out of sleeves. It's not cheap though. But I gotta tell you, when you get a big batch in sleeves, it is rough. Hmm. What the hell it is. Got a dip, great catching up. Thank you. So I liquidate bulk all the time, Ron. I probably I'll push out just this month between 2 and 300,000. So I liquidate all the time. Last month I did 208 or something like that. Hold on, I can tell you exactly how much I did in liquidation. 360 times 26. I guess it wasn't. I thought it was 208. Maybe that was an estimation. So last month I liquidated 190, almost 192,000 common. This month, right now, mm, truly liquidation. Probably do 220. So I have no problem letting go from a liquidation standpoint on a personal end. Um, but I am starting to look at the numbers and say, of my 26,000 cards now on TCG Player, these are the things that are really moving. Deal with less SKUs, just more liquid in that, and push through. That at least is the theory. Right now, the base is really wide. I started with 28.5 or so. Um, well, I should say it's really deep within like 200 SKUs of cards. But I can see a world where I want to get down to like 50, 75 SKUs and just call that a win and just push all my debt, uh, push all my depth into that, making it easier to like sort and find them, and then just shift out the rest. I'm perfectly okay with that. appreciate you stopping by, bro. Feel good right there. How often does it usually take to organize everything? Depends. Are you saying somebody that, like, sends me their cards is mostly pre-sorted? 'Cause that's a big fucking difference, man. If it's mostly pre-sorted, I can get 10,000 cards done in an hour or 2, right? Because here's the hollows of the reverses. The the stacks get tinier the higher up the food chain from, kind of what kind of card type it is. Um, and then you're just dealing with the commons, and I sit for certain cards, and then I just push out the rest. So I would say, 10,000 cards in 4 hours if it's just chaos, like nothing else. Depending on how chaotic, it could be like 5, 6 hours, but you gotta figure we're we're doing I think we did 400,000 cards intake last month. I'd have to go back and check the numbers, but I think that was close. Actually, I can tell you. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Last month, where's last month? Come on, April, May. April, May, we did 300, just shy of 350,000 cards. So, geez Louise. Hey, man, we're not messing around here. We're trying to build. Oh, that feels so good to figure the fuck out. No, that's a win. We are winning now. We are cooking with gas now. Uh, where are you getting all of it? That's a shit ton. So Isaac's on it. I run a local server. We've got about, I think it's like 3,200 members now, for MSRP drops. Try and help people hit the cardboard locally. So we're in the DMV area, right outside of DC. Trying to expand every day. We started just in Northern Virginia, then Maryland, then Central Virginia, now Tidewater and the western part of Virginia, the district. Next, we're hoping to kind of circle out from there into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and just keep growing. But we started back in August, and there you go, 3225. And I haven't touched Facebook at all, Bronze. I haven't sourced from anything other than the Discord. There's a ton of rippers on the Discord. So, yeah, but so in the last, I started in January with bulk. Last month was three whatever, three and change. I think I've done 750, maybe even, well, with this month, probably 1,000,000 cards, and we'll call it 6 months. About 70% of which is commons and uncommons. I mean, I've run numbers on all batches to try for a while to try and get like a feedback loop of what to expect, and it basically comes down to about 70%. About 10% are what I would consider playables, but if I change the SKUs, that's gonna drastically change the numbers there. It's probably gonna become like 75%. Um, yeah, man, Bronze, I'd be happy to. I'm on Discord too. I think I've reached out to you before. I'm happy to talk anytime. You specifically, literally anytime. Do I get it from all over? I don't yet. I plan to at some point, but right now, literally all I've done is that. Long term, we want to put out a call for everything, right? See what comes in. Um, but yeah, man, I'd be happy to talk. How was work, by the way? Oh, there's not low key. I talked about this in a recent video. Um, my bulk liquidator, he, uh, he leveled me up, right? He didn't put me to shame, but it was like such a like mic drop moment for me. It was like, oh, okay. Um, oh man, I'm sorry. She's just like, "Yeah, so, blowout cards?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, we wish." I was like, "Do you have that account?" And he's like, "No, we wish," and because they get a ton. I was like, I mean, look, I look at them as kind of because they're local to me, kind of a natural competitor that, like, I'm hoping to take more from in general or the stores, right? And he was like, "Oh, well," he was like, "We don't have that." He was like, "But there's somebody local to you, like to me, that does 1,000,000 cards in liquidation with them, 1,000,000 cards a month." I was like, "God damn." Like, so for me, it was like, all right, tells me a couple things. Number one, there's a lot more in this area than I'm even aware of. Number two, I need to be doing more. And number three, I can be doing more. So it put me in my place a little bit, be like, man, I'm doing good. I'm 300, maybe 500,000 this month. I'm excited. And he was like, nah, man, a million a month is getting shipped out to me from your area. I was like, "The what?" So yeah, I'm motivated now. So exactly. Yeah, yeah, so I spoke with him. I think it's him, by the way. I think he's the guy that the other guy's talking. And we talked. He was nice. We apparently had talked before, early on probably. His rates were fine, but it doesn't work for what I need. Um, because because he's doing basically the same thing. So we're now, it is what yeah, he seemed pretty chill. When I told him, I was like, "Listen, that rate ultimately is not something it's not sustainable for how I wanna grow or how I can grow. So, by finding who I think he deals with, which is what I think we ended up with in the end, um, we're in neutral territory. Now the difference is how much more can I collect. But we are starting to do some things in that area too. Bronze, what's the thing that beyond working today at the job, what's the thing that pushed you forward today? But Isaac, I appreciate you pushing me forward with him. He was very nice to talk with. Carmine, you better text Phantom and tell his ass to get in here. He's probably asleep right now. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, Isaac. If they're willing to effectively, uh, if they're willing to collect for me, you are the man. That's the delta. Or like I'm telling you right now. Um, yeah, I, I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of yours. So for me, like not feeling that way, low key hurts because I respect the hell out of what you're doing. Mostly, I miss. I'm willing to literally rice and beans and ride the tightrope. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I always called it. I opened up my videos with $1 million in debt because it's fucking real. But I'll tell you, people have asked me in the past, like, how do you live like that, or how do you exist like that? Doesn't it like grind on you, wear on you? I'm like, guys, number one, once you're in it, you don't even think about it anymore. It's just part of your life. Number two, um, I don't live a bad life, right? There's just this lingering sort of Damocles over my head at all times. And here's the thing, what are they gonna do? Right? Like, I'll I'll pay it off. I'm working on it, but like I call it the wall of fire. It's this reminder of like no matter how far ahead of it you get. Oh, love Whiplash. Love Whiplash. Dude, we could talk about that movie all night. We could just spend the rest of the night talking about Whiplash. Um, yeah. Um, but I call it the Wall of Fire because, like, for me, I've made certain leaps and jumps in my career, right? And so when I was starting out, it always felt like this wall of fire was like, really close to me, and if you fucked up at all, you were gonna get burned right away. And the wall is always sort of moving with you, but I've gotten further distance from it from kind of a professional side of things. This business is meant to really like go, okay, now the wall of fire can be extinguished over time. And that's the goal, right? Like so that I don't I mean, I wanna build something that is sustainable, I wanna build something that can grow, I wanna build something that I can employ other people with, but the scene at the bar table where he's like, "You ever worry about it going too hard and discouraging the next big thing?" He's like, "No, because the next big thing." Yes! Yes! Oh, fuck, I'm gonna have to watch that fucking movie. I got a TV right here. I haven't watched I'm gonna have to show what this room looks like at some point, but I have a TV right here. I think I've watched, like, a few Sunday Night Football games when I was doing some membership stuff, but nothing else. I haven't watched, like, a TV show in months. The grind, to your point, is real, and, um, no, man, you know what I also love in that movie? I mean, listen, everything, from the music instructor I do love, but, uh, the 2 worst words are, "good job." 'Cause it's like, you wanna say that, like, you wanna say that I wanna say that to my son, I wanna say that to people I employ, I wanna say that to people that, like, I love and adore, and I know it's not like they're pushing to be extra, but fuck, when you know that you need to motivate somebody more, their job is that is still great, like, it feels good, it's like, "Oh, that's right, like, that's good, a good job is good enough." Nah, man, you're gonna make me watch that movie again. I'll be honest, Carmen, I am not this is Untucked. Yeah, we're old, buddy. We're old. Isaac, by the way, I will take you up on that store conversation because if they're willing to collect, I'm willing to pay. So it's just another resource. Oh no, what does he pay? Text me in Discord what he pays you guy what this guy pays you. I'd be interested. By the way, is this uncocked is maybe the fucking harshest thing you could said there, Isaac. I already feel old. Turning 41 in a month. It's Father's Day tomorrow. I've got a 5 and a 3-year-old, and you're like, "Is this uncocked?" Man, fuck you, dude. Ron, you're out of Florida, right? I think that's what I remember. By the way, I'll own up to it. I have not watched any of the other channels, but I love the channel, and you know what I do love? I love your Sunday conversation. I think the fact that who you've spoken with, and it's not just both, the fact that you've gotten these big heavy hitters. I listen, I don't know how you did it. I'd love to know more about how you did it. You're a really good interviewer. You come in with distinct questions from what I've heard others ask about. So I'll have to go back to that. It's from John. Let me go back to your conversation, Isaac. I'm gonna ping you real quick. You know what, man? That's awesome. I found it, Isaac. I just pinged off of it with the question. Um, I just like that you got yourself out there, especially when that one shithead had nothing nice to say. I'm glad he's gone. Fuck that guy. Um, but like truly, like it's always a good interview. And as somebody who listens to a lot of podcasts, man, that's big, right? Like for me to come in and be like, listen, he's asking intelligent questions. Um, because I don't want to hear that. Here's another thing. Hectic TCG did an interview of Okami, and he wasn't as comfortable as you, but he did have some really nice questions and thoughtful questions. Again, what has Brian not been asked before kind of questions. And same thing for you, man, like for all of your guests. So I'm a fan. Here's my goal, Bron. One day I want to be big enough with enough sales record, with enough viability, with enough credentials to say you and I can have a Sunday conversation. That's my goal. I'm not kidding you about that either. Oh no, oh, this is brutal. How's the rip and ship going, man? I know you said you were gonna pause on that for a little bit, or at least you're looking into it more. I'm just an NBC dude. I'll message you. Nah, man, you're not an NBC. You don't give yourself enough credit. I know Phantom doesn't like uh Phantom doesn't like uh let's call it compliments, right? I know that from just getting to know him. But I bet you don't hear them very and for both of you, um, usually because I've gotten to know Phantom a little bit more, I'm usually like, here's this really nice thing, and oh by the way, go fuck yourself. Um, but for you, honestly, you seem like a good dude. E even if nothing else is true, that's probably really high praise, among the highest praise I can give anybody. So, you're talking to me, right? I ain't nobody right now. The backdrop just suggests I've I've spent a lot of fucking money, that's all. That's it. Honestly, the backdrop, one of my guys, one of my server mods, he was like, on your first video, he saw the stuff behind, and he was like, "Well, you just look like Scalper Central." I was like, "Well, I mean, sure, why not?" This shit is what goes up for trade for both, man. I wanna make that in and out, in and out. Bronze, I just DM'd you on Discord. Am I younger than Jeff? I don't know the answer. Isaac, I don't know how old you are. I could tell you if I knew how old you were. I don't know. You absolutely should. Whiplash is sick. The one that always comes up to mind, it's probably a little too cliche just because of ABLs, but is um, ABC, right? Always Be Clothing. Oh no, then you're definitely younger than Jeff. I think. If you're still in, well, I mean, I can't say that, but you're more than likely younger than Jeff. Jeff is mid-20s. Very, very interesting. You might be asking for any of those watching and giving a shit, why am I moving from one five row to a next? And the answer is for some fucking reason, this one five row fits well into the unit that I built that like Mason from Cardinal has, and the other five row does not. I cannot explain why. Both PCWs doesn't feel like there should be a difference, but there clearly is. So here we are making it work. Yeah, yeah, we've had good conversations around that, Isaac. Nothing's perfect. Not every day is going to be perfect, but we do what we can. By the way, I have not made any announcements, as you know, Isaac. I'm very much looking forward to it, though. I shouldn't say I haven't given any details. And uh, yeah, buddy, I'm glad you're the POC. Hmm. You guys doing anything tomorrow for Father's Day? Plans? I appreciate that, Isaac. That means a lot. Just trying to be the good guys as much as possible, at least. Not every day is a win. We do what we can. Here's what I know, more people are hitting. Much love, Browns. Have a great night. Oh, you're not the one I'm ever worried about, Isaac. You are one of the good guys. Wow, difference. All right, Isaac. It's just you and me. I think I'm going to close out for the night, but we'll talk off on Discord. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. I hope we'll see you next time. Be good. Be good at it. I appreciate that, Isaac. It means the world. Have a good one, buddy.